They said the blockchain would fix everything, Paul, in 2020. Hasn't fixed anything.
Huh. Huh.
The prophets of Silicon Valley have let us down yet again, predicting the future of...
Where's your science now?
Somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. That's for sure.
Yeah, like in space.
It's what the
sun does shine in space.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're like on the other side of the whatever.
Anyhow,
I guess you could be like if you're in the darkest spot of space, maybe you can't see anything, but
hear anyone scream?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Just another weekend of the Bengals getting embarrassed, per usual. The Masters was great.
You guys have like a hurricane type thing going through your property last night or yesterday?
Oh, yeah, which was crazy. And then they played football at it, which didn't help. When your whole team is based around a throwing offense, and I think there were like 50-mile-an-hour winds on the field.
I thought your whole team was based around a fumble offense. Too soon.
I didn't feel like crying again this morning, Paul, and here we are. Anyways, so the Bengals lost. And yeah, it was really, really windy. If there were leaves on the trees, they are no longer there.
Right. Actually, as we walked around the neighborhood this morning, basically all the trees have been stripped nicely. That means for the first time in my adult life, the town I live in will not collect the leaves before all the leaves have fallen. So this has been like the greatest year ever, just for that reason, you know.
That's it, folks. You heard it. 2020. Greatest
Not so
year.
horrible after all. It goes. We got a little tick in the pro column for once.
Your benchmark for positivity is
See? Limitless. Yeah.
Yeah, I would call it limbless at this point, based on your.
Lifeless.
But the Masters was great. There were two records set. One which I don't find it hilarious, but so for those who aren't familiar, in golf, if you shoot below a 70, it's like a phenomenal round. And one individual shot all 4 rounds in the Masters under 70, and he lost by 5 strokes.
Wow.
Like it's now granted, he shot like a 69, and Dustin Johnson, who was
this person?
Oh God, what is his name? Is it Craig? I can't even think of it. I can think of his face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyways,
I recognize his name.
Dustin Johnson won, but you could shoot in the 60, like a 69, and Dustin Johnson shot like a 70, so it's only a 1-stroke difference. But anyways, he lost by 5 strokes. Dustin Johnson set a Masters record for a 4-day total, and it was.
I heard that Tiger Woods set a record as well.
He did.
No. Was it more of a 2020 kind of a record?
Yeah, it was more of a 20.
Yep. What happened to him?
Yeah, considering he won last year, and then it was I can't remember the whole. Was it this? It might have been 13, the same one that Sergio blew up on. He had like a 10, a little.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a Thoradian score.
Yeah. Well, my joke was before the tournament happened, Sergio Garcia, who I think shot a 13 potentially on that same hole. Last year or 2 years ago. He blew up, right? Just 13 on that hole. And then this year he couldn't play, and they tweeted out, it's like, Sergio cannot play because of COVID. And I said, well, that's not the worst thing that's ever happened to him there. Anyways, so what hole was that? Tiger Woods 10 on a par 3. I'm pretty sure maybe it was a different hole then, because it was on a par 3. Anyways, doesn't matter. So here we are, Monday. First full weekend of the books. Everyone in Series X feels a lot like a 1X. Just
I don't want to take up too much time with this, but I gotta say I am finding that I have the same problem with this new Black Ops game that I had with Modern Warfare, and I'm a little troubled by this. I'm gonna try to power through it, but actually I should say I have a new problem too. You knew this because I mentioned this twice to you I think on Friday. When I haven't fixed this yet, but when I launch the new Black Ops game on the Series X, I can get into about a minute of it, and the whole console turns off. It just turns off. And that's happened 5 or 6 times now. I literally have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to try to uninstall the game and reinstall it. It's apparently a terabyte of storage, so it's going to take a little while. But that'll be the thing I try today.
So you're gonna try to power through that one too. Go on.
And when that doesn't work, I will reset the console.
Mm-hmm.
And when that doesn't work, I guess I'll contact Microsoft, and maybe this is something that's happening to other people. I don't know. It works fine on the Series S.
Okay.
So that's how I'm playing. But I have to say, the other problem is that I just have very inconsistent results. And I've had some really bad games where, negative KD, it goes without saying, but just like really bad for me. And, I switch back to Black Ops 4, and it's like I wipe the whole I really do perform to a level on this game. Like, I'm really good at it. And when I get into the new game, I feel like it's the type of thing you run around the corner and you're dead and you don't even know why. It's like I get that I'm getting older and I'm not as fast as the kids. I get that. But I mean, like, it's not like I saw him raising his gun and I raised mine and, he won. I don't even see him. I don't see him at all. So I find this is troubling to me. But I will say, on the couple of levels where I kind of do know the maps, I've had some good games. I'm already bored of the maps, dude.
So that's the thing. There's only
like
8
6 maps.
6 or 8. It's
so awful. Some of them are truly bad. Like
I hate Miami. Terrible.
I hate Miami.
First off, I don't know if it's
the city. I love Miami.
I love the city's great, but that map is garbage.
I like the way it looks. Like it does look like that part of Miami. It's kind of neat, but it's not a good level, and it's big, and it's got lots of stupid stuff around the corners.
It's very dark, and my old eyes, even though I'm not that old, still like I can't see. I don't know, whatever.
No, this is a problem in this game. So, and then of course, you're starting fresh, so you have guns that don't have good attachments, you don't have good score streaks, you don't have whatever. So, there's some stuff I do like. This it doesn't really. We don't have to get into the weeds. And there's some maps I like that Cartel map is really good. There's a winter one that has kind of like it's basically a smaller map with a fort.
Yeah. And then there's a tank like on the right side, depending on where you spawn.
I like that map quite a bit.
The desert one, is it got Afghan?
Yeah. That one's good too. Yeah, I think it's satellite something or something.
Satellite, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff I like about it, but it's obviously it's going to require a lot of work to figure out the problem. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm willing to take the time in the interest of science. I don't know. Are you playing? What do you do when you play Call of Duty? What does that mean? Like, what are you playing?
I play so it's usually deathmatch, sometimes domination,
like straight up core, not hardcore.
Well, both. Like depending on who I'm playing with. Some of my friends enjoy the hardcore much more, and it's fine. Like either one. Although I will tell you, I think long term I'll end up back in Warzone.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. So I don't have Warzone on the S because that one requires you have to install it separately, or you have to have Modern Warfare installed. And I don't know if you're aware of the storage problem with these consoles, but I don't think I have enough space for that. So I got to figure that one out. But I wanted to try that again because I guess you can use your loadouts from either game.
Right?
And so if you kind of come up, I'm trying to
quietly updated it to support 120 frames per second, which they didn't announce. They just kind of did it because they didn't.
The multiplayer game is astonishing.
Yeah, which they didn't. The conspiracy theory is they didn't announce that because they didn't want to take away from
because Sony can't do it.
Well, there's that. The PlayStation doesn't do it currently, and they didn't want to take away from Black Ops launch. But
okay, well, I mean, honestly, what it takes away the most from is Sony, and that's their partner on consoles. So.
Oh, that's right. That is right. They always have that deal, if you will.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that's related to their backwards compatibility just not being nearly as good as what Microsoft has to offer.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it'll come eventually, and then they'll make a big deal out of it. But we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Oh, I didn't even know you had a OnePlus 8T. Not that I can keep track of your own life anyways. But
don't bother reading the review. It's the same problem I always have with these. I love OnePlus. I love OnePlus. I love their phones. This phone is perfect. And then there's a little asterisk that says, except for the camera. And the camera isn't just like, not quite as good as I want. It's infuriatingly inconsistent. Like, clear day, blue sky, out in the world, fall colors, beautiful pictures, beautiful food pictures, beautiful outside. Like eating outside, like last weekend, the weekend before last, I guess. But night shots are terrible. There's a comical picture of me zooming in on the moon.
I'm looking at it now.
Looks like the worst
piece of dust on the.
Beautiful detailed moon photo with the Huawei phone. No tripod. this thing, I'm out here, you're holding it because the thing's in the viewfinder, like, and I'm like, come on, I'm trying to steady it on something. It's like this disaster. Anyway, the problem is you can take 10 photos, and 7 of them will be fine, 2 will be okay, and then 1 is like, what the hell? And you can look at it's like my video, I realize, is not tremendous, but if you imagine you were taking a picture of me sitting here, and what it was focused on was not this thing in front of me or me, which would make sense. It's like something in the background. So like the Xbox One, you can see. Sorry, the Xbox One you can see at the top there is like what's in focus, and then the rest of the picture is blurry. And it's like, guys, like seriously. And I specifically spot focus. Like, you can tap on the screen where you want it to focus. I do that, I think, reflexively with every shot I take. There's something wrong with it. Like this. And it's just, the problem is you can't, in the tiny screen of it's a big screen for a phone, but I mean, compared to like your computer screen, it's tiny. Sometimes you look at the photo and you're like, I think that's okay.
Yeah. And then you
bring it up later and you're like, oh, no, nothing. And I have way too many. I hit a point about a week ago where that had happened, not one too many times, like 100 too many times. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm not taking pictures with this stuff. And nothing I take is like mission critical, right? We're in a pandemic. So I go for walks. We eat out once a week usually. There's not a lot to take photos of. But you know what? The holidays are coming up. My kids are coming home soon from school. I can't afford to take pictures of stuff I care about and have it not work. It's like a stupid thing to even think about. Even a middling smartphone camera can take it, at least they're consistently middling. Like this thing is just, there's something wrong with it.
What's the phone cost?
$749.
That's not, it's not a terrible price for.
No, but in that price range, an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Better deal, much better deal. That camera's great. I don't have one. I'd look at the Samsung FE, the S20 FE. And even I've got one of these coming in the next week. I mean, these are not by any stretch of the imagination great phones, but like the Pixel 4a 5G has a great camera. I know it's dated hardware and all that kind of stuff, but that thing will take very consistent shots. And you could save $250, get a better camera. So obviously it depends on what matters to you. You and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. This phone would be perfect if, right? This phone would literally be perfect if it had like the camera system from the Huawei or the Google Pixel or something. Like everything else about it. Well, it doesn't have water resistance or wireless charging actually. But for me personally, like the big thing is the camera. I love the rest of it. The display is amazing. The performance is incredible. The Oxygen OS they create is unbelievable. It's better than the Pixel, version of Android. It's excellent. And the camera makes me want to throw it in the river, it's awful.
Which would be convenient because it doesn't have waterproof rating.
It would kill it. That's why I would do that. That's how I would kill it. And then here's the thing. I know next few months there'll be a lot of Oxygen OS updates, and they're going to talk about how they improve the camera. And I know from years of experience, none of it's going to matter. They never fix the camera.
It's like the Xbox One dashboard update that always made it faster.
Yes. Performance improvements, exactly. When they ran out of ways to do it with code, they tried to eliminate steps to get to places in the UI. That was how they made it faster. They just couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yep. I was just thinking this is a very random thought that maybe I should get. So we have these blue air cleaners in our purifiers. They're just HEPA filters with a fan. They're not
specifically for the basement.
We have one in our bedroom and one down in the basement, but I was thinking I might put one in this office or this podcast area.
It's probably not a bad idea in the basement,
Yeah.
My daughter, when she's here, lives in a cave in a basement, and there's we don't have an air purifier. We should actually. In fact, I'd like to see what that looks like test the air quality down there. It's probably somewhere between stagnant and swamp, but we have frogs and like weird stuff happens. That's kind of biblical down there, but there's a dehumidifier, sorry. And if you run that thing, I go down and use the elliptical sometimes and I'll replace the water, but I think that thing fills up the tank in a day and a half.
Yeah.
And then you could run it 365 days a year and it would never stop taking water out of the air.
That's pretty much what we have. We have one of those that runs. You can set it to like what your optimal is, but we only have one in the basement. It's kind of in the back corner, so I set it really low, and so it runs a lot to try to dry it out, keep it dry down here.
Yeah, we'd same thing. But yeah, maybe I could turn it down. I don't remember what it's set on. It's probably set pretty aggressively actually, but
Yeah.
It will just run continually.
So, do you have it dump into a drain automatically, or do you have to manually?
No, I manually like a jerk. I think when we bought it, my thought was just like, let's see what this does, and then it was like, holy shit, this actually this runs continuously. So, yeah, having it run into a drain would be smart. But as you may have noticed, I'm not that person.
Well, at least we have something we can finally agree on.